once you can clearly see your goal and vision, you're just telling yourself that this is possible and that you can do this.
My name is Smitte.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Success with Smitte podcast. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. Hope everyone had great New Year's, Christmas, holidays, whatever you guys celebrate. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on the podcast. You guys might see I don't have a guest here today. It's just me. And we're still going to be having guests in the future, but I think what I'm going to start doing now is incorporating some podcasts where it's just me talking. I'm going to be teaching you guys some things that I've learned, some things that have helped me along my journey. And I'm actually really excited about the one that I'm going to be talking about today. Something I'm very passionate about because it's really helped me a lot, especially in my swimming journey. I'm going to teach you guys how to travel in time and also pretty much experience the future in real time. I know this is going to sound super whack for those of you who are listening. You're like, what the heck is he talking about? He's not like this guy can teleport? Like, what is this guy? No, it's called visualization. You guys might have heard of it before. You guys might have heard me talk about it in other podcasts before because I've definitely mentioned it in a few of my episodes because I just love visualization. It's awesome. But basically visualization, it allows you to turn your dreams into reality. You can go into the future, create the reality and goals that you want for yourself, and you get to see them come true before the world does. You get to watch them become a reality. Even if you've never told anybody, even if you're so far away from this goal, you can literally experience what that will feel like if you truly do this properly and get into the full experience of visualization. So visualization is seeing the future that you desire using as many senses as possible, along with the emotions that come about, and then just believing that you can truly achieve what you set out to do. Because once you can clearly see your goal and vision, you're just telling yourself that this is possible and that you can do this. So I'm going to walk you guys through the steps that I found have really helped me with my visualization. I actually learned this. I don't want to take full credit for this because I didn't come up with these myself. I've turned them into my own, but I learned how to visualize from a lady named Sarah Isakovich. She was an Olympic swimmer 2008 in the Beijing Olympics. She got silver medal in the 200 freestyle, I believe it was. And she wrote a book called Between Two Lanes. So if you guys are swimmers especially, you want to check that out. Really freaking awesome book. That's where I already knew about visualization, but that really took my visualization to the next level. And I'm going to be teaching you guys some of the things that I've learned from the book, from my personal experience, from just doing my own research, things like that, but especially from my own experience, the things that I've noticed that have really helped me a lot. So my first step to an effective visualization is to relax the mind. And there's different ways you can do this. I find for myself the easiest way is just really focusing on my breath. So I know that might sound kind of weird if you guys have never meditated before, or maybe you've never even heard of visualization. But so actually, visualization is a form of meditation. So you might notice if you have the meditation that some of these are very similar. The things that are in visualization are also in meditation, a lot of them. And there's a little bit of a difference near the end on the last step, which I'll talk about. But relax the mind. So this is what I do. I will usually do it laying down in my bed. I'll lay down, have my eyes closed, and just focus on my breath. So I usually am breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. And make sure when you guys are breathing, you're not like if you guys can see if you guys are watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see the video. When I breathe in, my shoulders are coming up and I'm just breathing through my chest. That's not what you want to do. You want to take what I call belly breath. So you breathe in through your nose. So your chest expands, but also your stomach, your belly, it comes out as well. So you're breathing through your entire, your full lung capacity and through your diaphragm, not just through like your chest, because you get a much fuller breath. So you breathe in through your nose, full breath, out through the mouth. And you don't want to like force it out like, whew. You just need to let go. So you breathe in, and then just let go, nice and easy. And anytime, because it's inevitable, you're going to lose focus here or there, especially when you're first starting out. It's a muscle that you have to develop. So anytime you lose focus, it's okay. You just become aware of it. Like, okay, I'm not focusing on my breathing anymore. And then just go back to the breath and keep focusing on the breath coming in, the breath coming out, maybe the sensation you feel of like the cool air, the hot air, whatever helps you just stay really focused. And this is to bring you into the present moment. That's why it's so important to focus on the breath. That's the secret, is it brings you into the present moment. And then the next step is thought awareness. So this is becoming aware of the thoughts that will come to your head while you're doing this first part of the visualization. So as you're focusing on your breath, when you get distracted, it's majority of the time is you're either thinking obviously about the past or the future, not thinking about the present. So you're thinking about things that have happened in the past, or maybe how you wish you would have handled things in a situation, or it could be like the most random things, or you're thinking about the future of like, oh, I have to do this today, maybe I have to go shopping. It could be the most random things. But once you realize that your mind is wandering and you're not just focusing on that present moment, focusing just on that breath, every single new breath coming in and out, then you don't want to force the thoughts out, because you guys might have heard the saying, whatever you resist persists. So if you really try to force these thoughts out of your brain, they're just going to keep coming back harder and harder, because that's all you're going to be thinking about. That's where your focus is pushing these thoughts out. So what you need to do is when the thoughts come in, you just acknowledge them. So like, okay, like let's say I'm doing my breathing and I have a thought come in my head. I'm thinking about, let's just say I'm thinking about Christmas, since that just happened. Like, dang, I got awesome presents for Christmas. And I start thinking about this stuff and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm supposed to be focusing on my breath. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be, okay, thinking about Christmas, super awesome, acknowledge the thought. Then, okay, I'm just going to go back to my breathing. I'm not trying to force the thought out of my head. I'm just let it. So picture it like this, guys. Picture it as you have each thought is a cloud, and the cloud comes just like in your normal day. The cloud comes, you see the cloud. Oh, that's kind of a cool cloud. Nice. And then you just watch it float on by. It's the same thing to your thoughts. You just see the thought, you acknowledge it, like, okay, that's an interesting thought, and you let it float away. So once you do that and you've kind of got your thoughts all managed and you're still able to focus on the breath, your mind's a lot more clear. Now you need to focus on your body and relaxing your body. This is actually probably my favorite part of the whole process, because I think it feels really nice. I call it a mental massage. And what you do for this is you focus on every single part of your body from head to toe. It doesn't, I don't think I have a preference in what order you do it, just as long as it's either going like from toes to head or head to toes. You don't want to be like, okay, I'm gonna do my right leg, then I'm gonna do like this side of my face. I mean, I guess you could do it like that, but it's probably, you're making it more difficult than it needs to be. So pretty much what you're gonna do is, we'll just do the example of starting from my head. So let's say I start by focusing on the top of my head, and you just want to feel it, like without actually touching it, obviously, but you just have your eyes closed, focusing on the breathing, and then you just bring your mental awareness to your head, like the top of your head. And then you'll slowly work it down. So maybe your forehead, you'll relax your forehead, and then your eyes, and then your cheeks, and then your jaw, and then neck, and all the way down, chest, arms, back, legs, feet, toes. And you could feel a lot of different sensations. I feel tingly sometimes. I definitely feel super relaxed. Like this is where I really feel like I'm getting into that deep state of relaxation. And I also feel tingly sometimes, or maybe it'll be itchy or like heating up. Like I know sometimes my hands, especially when I'm focusing on them, I can feel the palms of my hands start to get pretty hot, like there's energy in them or something. But once you've got this down, you've got the mental massage all done, you've got your thoughts taken care of, you got your breath that you're really focused on, you're fully relaxed, your mind is fully clear, and now you have this whiteboard. So picture in your head, now that everything is all clear, you have a whiteboard, perfectly blank, there's nothing drawn on it, and you have the marker in your hand. You get to go up to this drawing board and put whatever picture you want. You are the artist. You can create whatever image you want on this whiteboard using your imagination. So whatever you imagine is going to appear on that whiteboard. So what I would do and this is with my swimming. When I wanted to be a national champion, I would so I took into account where's my swimming going to be? Have I been to the pool before? Things like that. So I knew where the swimming was going to be because I my coach had planned it obviously way in advance for nationals. We got signed up for it. I knew the date. I knew what the pool looked like because I'd been there before. I knew what events I was going to be swimming. I knew exactly what my race plan was. I knew what the whole outside stadium looked like, as far as like where the audience was, where all the teams are going to be sitting at, the things around the pool. And if you guys don't know what it looks like, even if you're not swimmers, or let's say for your business, whatever, like you can Google certain things, like even if it's not the exact same, but it's very, very similar. You can Google that and kind of get like a rough image, the closest thing you can to what that would look like, the setting. And then I would picture myself, okay, I'm in the ready room. I got like my warm ups on, like I got my tech suit on, my goggles, my cap. I have everything. So what I'm doing is I'm taking in every single sense that I have. So I'm feeling this. I can feel the cap is tight around my head, the suit's tight around my legs and my waist. I got my goggles tight around my eyes. I'm feeling ready. I'm like shaking my arms. I'm warming up, jumping up and down. Um, maybe smack myself on the chest, things like that. And then now, okay, it's time to go walk out to the block. So I'm walking out to the block, and I know exactly what lane I'm going to be in. I know roughly like who my competitors are going to be because I've met them before. Like I know who they are, who I'm competing against, like in the race. And then I know I'm standing behind the block. I hear the whistle to jump in the water for my backstroke start. And so as I'm saying this, some of this, if you're not swimmers, this may not mean anything to you. And I might just bore the crap out of you, but I'm taking into every account, every single detail possible to get the most clear image. Because the clearer the image, if you can have a truly clear image, you're going to have the best experience doing this. And I remember it was probably about a year ago, or no, 2 years ago when I did this for, I think it was the first time. No, it was, yeah, one of the first times I did this. And I hadn't really experienced something like this before. But I went through my whole entire race, every single detail, feeling with all five of my senses: touch, taste, smell, like smelling the chlorine, the feel of the water, the temperature of it, things like that. And I finished my race. And I remember when I finished, I look up at the scoreboard in my mind. I see the time, which is exactly what I wanted to go. I realized like I hit my goal in my mind. I'm looking at my coach, he's fired up. I'm looking at my teammates, they're fired up. Get out of the pool, they're all giving me a hug. I just remember in real life I started crying because it was just an overflow of joy and emotion. And that's the next thing I was going to say is emotion is such an important thing that you need to feel when you're doing your visualization, because the emotion is what truly makes us real. You can see a picture, like imagine you see a random picture on a wall, it means absolutely nothing to you. But if there's some type of emotion, now it's real, now it means everything to you. So the emotion is the separating factor in your visualization that's going to make you truly experience it, and it's going to take it to a whole nother level of basically being reality. So once I experienced these emotions and stuff, I literally felt once I was done with my visualization, I felt like I was a national champion. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I knew my race plan. I knew the emotions I was going to feel throughout the race. I felt the burn in my legs on the last 25 of my 100 backstroke. Um, yeah, you just got to truly experience it. And so you can do this with literally anything in life. You can do this with relationships. Visualize like your dream girl, your dream guy, your dream marriage, whatever it is. You can do it with business. Like for me, I can do it with my podcast even. Like visualize the numbers I want to hit, visualize the impact I want to have on this world with people, visualize the opportunities you want, the money you want to have. Honestly, it is endless. Like your mind is truly the limiting factor of what you can do and use visualization for. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Success with Smitty. And if you're not already, make sure you guys subscribe because I'll be posting an episode every week, as you guys know. And I will see you guys on next week's episode. See y'all.